I've got a hot head, but I use my brain. A lot of wicked MCs, but we ain't the same. I've got flows and money that I put to shame. Cause I'm big in the game, I'm living with fame, you're lit in the lane. No name, what you trying to claim? Trying to test my frame. What you think you're trying to gain? To put the mic down, no trying to gain.
Welcome back to the Betway Premier League, coming to you from Exeter, where it's time to welcome back the winner of 11 PDC ranking events. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Chizzy, Dave Chisnall. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the winner of 2 UK Opens, 2 World Grand Prix, the World Match Play, and the former Premier League champion. Here he is, the Machine, Betway.
All the talk early on this evening was about Michael Van Gerwen missing the night because of a back injury. Wade Miles, we haven't missed him tonight. It's been brilliant.
Well, not with what's happened. No, 119.50 from Peter Wright in the previous game. Phil Taylor and Gary Anderson serving up an absolute feast over 12 legs. That was a draw. Adrian Lewis averaging 109 and losing to Peter. Dave Chisnall in his first game that he's played tonight, because Michael missing, against Raymond, he took his chances, and it's just more of the same from Dave, and he could wrap up what will be a fabulous night for him.
It was really, it's really impressive in his first match. Is it an advantage that he's played already?
Not really, because it is hard with adrenaline to drop it, and then sort of 2 hours later you've got to get going again. Historically, the averages will say that they're lower from the first to the last. So, but look, these records are always there to be broken. But he's got James Wade, and Barney missed a load of darts at a double, which are now allowed Dave to win. I can't see James doing that, I must admit. I think this will be a real tight one, but James has just crossed the line first.
Thanks, Wayne. Rod Harrington, Nigel Pearson, your commentary team.
Thank you, Dave. Yes, Dave Chisnall with his second match of the night. Then he was excellent against Raymond van Barneveld in match one. 7-2 victory. He really did get back to his best form. And if Chizzy can win this one, he'll walk away with 6 Premier League points on the board and claw his way up towards mid-table, although the others will have a game in hand on him, of course. James Wade unbeaten in the Premier League, one of 3 players unbeaten so far. Can he preserve that record here at the end of what has been a memorable night of honours here in Exeter? Fair to say the fans have really had their money's worth, served an absolute treat. See how this last game goes. For Chizzy, if we can get a second win of the night, and that goes down as a job well done here at the Westpoint Arena.
Totally agree, Nige. 4 points here will be as good as, well, obviously as good as he could have asked for. And although everybody will have a game in hand, Chizzy will have the points on the board. He's got that win under his belt. It was a fine performance against Barney in that first game. Can he find the same sort of form? As Wayne said, it is tough. You lose the adrenaline once you're back in the players' room. Now you've got to get it up again. So it's all how Chizzy, again, how he gets out of the gate, how he can get control of the game.
Yes, we know that Dave Chisnall is one of the heaviest scorers on the circuit on his day.
83.
Hasn't done it often enough in recent weeks. Does tend to have that slight occurrence where he snatches the dart at times. Rod, you're far more technical where that's concerned than I am.
154.
It's certainly an Achilles heel in his game, isn't it?
Yes, it is, and it will carry on until he can either iron it out or he puts up with it. And I spoke to him backstage about an hour ago, and he's in the mindset that he just puts up with it. He knows it's going to raise its head on a few occasions, and he just gets on with it. Which perhaps, if you can't change it, then you have to get on with it. And certainly, when it is smooth, he certainly can find that treble 20 with plenty of regularity.
96.
Now 96 for James Wade. Starts with the treble 20, needs double 18 here. Now double 9. Oh, he gets it with the last card. Excellent from James Wade. He gets the early leg on the board. This man, Dave Chisnall, has hit 19 180s in 5 Premier League games, and right on cue to make it number 20.
He could hear you saying that, Nige.
Yeah. Coordinated commentary. Great stuff, Chizzy.
Yes, and I have to say, that's a typical James Wade, that first leg. Wants 96, thank you very much. He is one of the best players in the world at those sort of checkouts. And that's why you see James Wade with not brilliant averages, but he wins games with 96, 97 averages because of those checkouts.
Yes, and James Wade, who last week was involved in an epic battle with Gary Anderson, 6 apiece. Gary, of course, who we've seen draw with Phil Taylor tonight in a tremendous match, followed by AJ Lewis and Peter Wright. AD averaging 105 and still losing the match. There's a story of it with Peter Wright at 115. Sensational.
100.
Brilliant darts tonight. Now 2 treble 20s.
Yeah, going back to Peter Wright, I mean, that was exceptional, Nigel. As he walked off, I said to him, well done, Wright, and he went, do you know what, I should have played better than that. I thought, you just can't please that man. Always looking to improve, looking for perfection, which can't be actually found, but certainly keep looking for it. It's going to keep you on your toes.
David requires 76.
Televised average. 16 now for tops for Dave Chisnall. Nice finishing.
In the second leg.
One apiece. Good start to the game.
And
remind you that Michael Van Gerwen hit 123.4 in the last Premier League at Aberdeen.
97.
Peter Wright beating the previous best.
In actual fact, that night, Michael Van Gerwen missed a dart at a double, which I think would have been about 136, which is, well, that's unthinkable, isn't it?
140.
But we knew Peter Wright was on form because he was beaten by Gary with a fantastic average at Barnsley at the weekend, in the Players' Championship. So we knew that Peter Wright was well and truly
60
at it, and so it proved to be.
Well, we put Chizzy in that category of being what we call a power scorer. Well, James Wade may not hit as many 180s as Chizzy, but his 140 count is all that matters for James Wade.
140.
And again, on key, a 140.
Yes, and this man, Dave Chisnall, has a real tall order next week. He's playing Gary Anderson in Glasgow. Next Thursday, March the 9th, at the SSE Hydro in Glasgow. Dave Chisnall and Gary Anderson.
60.
James Wade struggling at the treble 20s tonight so far.
Yeah, you can't think that Chisnall's going to get 6 darts from here. May only need 3. Wants the bullseye. Oh,
96.
just outside. But James Wade now, it's not a bad check out. He gets the first one in the treble, he stays there. Oh, that's unlucky, just on the top wire. So Chisnall's going to come back. Perhaps sometimes, 40. Or it is sometimes, this big 9 is the hardest thing to hit.
Yes. This is a real opportunity now for Dave Chisnall to break the James Wade throw. Does so.
In the third leg.
Nice finishing from Chizzy. 2-1 he leads, and he's got the darts.
Game on.
For a 3-1 advantage if he can hold his throw here. Remind you, he played the first game of the night tonight because Michael van Gerwen injured and unavailable to play this evening. So this man plays twice. Beat Trainer van Barneveld 7-2 and now has a narrow advantage over James Wade. Bottom of the table before the start of tonight's play, Dave Chisnall. If you can see the job through here, well, could be the turning point in his campaign. Great crowd. Really an enjoyable night of action here.
60.
Yes, and with Chizzy, Nigel, if you'd have looked at his form of last week, you actually wouldn't have given him any hope of getting a point this evening. However, as we talk about Chizzy and Adi Lewis, that sort of player, you just don't know who's going to turn up. And certainly this evening against Barney, the real Chisnall did turn up.
Yes, he was well beaten by Yella Klaassen last week. Dave Chisnall. Turned it around though, first match tonight. And he's on a finish already for a 3-1 advantage. But Wadey again.
60.
There's a prime example of how he really is struggling at that treble 20, but we know he can turn it on at any time. He's got the first dart, he's going to stay up the board, knowing that his opponent's not on a finish.
Well, that's unusual for Chisnall.
97.
You know, I'd have laid money that he would have gone in for the big finish. But he knows how important it is just to get legs on the board. The 4 points a night, as you said, is so important, especially when you look at the next 3 games. Anderson, Van Gogh, and I think it's Taylor, which is going to be a tough trio of games. So double 8 through a 3-1 lead, and well, the double 75%. Dave Chisnall, 3 out of 4, and he is carrying on against James Wade, where he left off against Raymond van Barneveld.
Yes, 3-1 up now, Dave Chisnall. Very impressive display.
140.
James Wade not at his best, it's fair to say. And Wadey, by the way, will play Peter Wright next week in Glasgow. It's going to be some night up there, isn't it? Really looking forward to the Hydro in Glasgow, followed by Rotterdam, Manchester, and then Judgment Night, end of this month, at Cardiff.
100.
Can James Wade maintain his unbeaten record in his 5th Premier League outing of the season tonight? 3-1 down right now, but 58. Scrappy from Chizzy here. So you'd fancy James Wade to go on and set himself up.
$60.
Yes, too many visits without a treble from James Wade at the moment. This is the leg that he should win quite comfortable. He doesn't want to keep missing the treble and let Chizzy come back in, because 4-1 down, pressure would certainly be on him. He's putting a lot of good first darts, but he's not finding the treble from the first dart. The second dart should have been in that treble after that first dart. You know, the first dart, the position is absolutely perfect. If you walked up and put it in the board, you couldn't put it any better if it's not in the treble. So that's the second maximum for Chisnall.
Now he's hit the treble 20, so needs 1 for tops. He's just dipped below now. Tell you what, this would be huge if Chisnall could pull this off. Treble 20 with the first dart. It's going 9 for double 16. Oh, what a chance that was for Chisnall. That could have been huge.
Well, an important last dart for James Wade. Oh dear, oh dear. That is holding your nerve. And like you said, I mean, at one time James Wade was so far in front, Chisnall would possibly give up. All of a sudden, the 180, and suddenly he's back in the leg.
Yes, just took a slight touch, I think, from the dart above. Did the job. Still, Chisnall has that one leg advantage, and he's got a leg against the throw in his favour as well.
59.
Only 59 from James. The opportunity is here. Chisnall will sense that there's another win available here.
140.
140, 4 of those now. Chizzy up at 98.5. Average. Modest for James Wade. 85. Just not finding the treble 20 as much as he normally does in this final game of the night here in Exeter.
98.
Chizzy with those two 180s. Certainly the finishing from Chisnall has been good.
And to be quite honest, guys, Dave Chisnall is not going to get a better chance of putting 4 points on the board. I mean, James Wade, as you said, is well below par of his normal game, and you have to jump on that, Mr. Chisnall.
137.
Yes, and we know if he wins this leg, he'll only need 2 more to ensure that he won't be beaten here at Exeter tonight. From 2 games. Chisnall now with a 2-dart combo. Wadey looking frustrated here. Now, treble 18. He's hit the single. He's gone for 12 for tops. Brilliant finishing again from Dave Chisnall. And that 2-leg cushion is very, very handy for him. And now pressure with Wade to hold his throw again.
100.
Too many visits. Without 2 trebles in the dartboard for James Wade. Like I said, normally great on the 140s, but this evening just not following him. But the 3rd maximum for Dave Chisnall, and if you're going to throw a maximum, it does its damage against the throw.
Yes, and again, all around the treble 20, can't hit it. Chizzy now has gone above the ton plus average, 101.4.
60.
Only 60 with the follow-up, though. Still 100 ahead. Wadey will be worried if he loses this leg. This is better. Much more like it at the treble 20 from James Wade. And a great time to hit your first 180 of the match.
And a crucial time. It may keep him in the match.
80.
He's going to get 6 darts from here. Needs to set it up. And that is absolute perfect first dart. 25 should be a good shot here, Mr. Wade. Oh, well, that's even better. 25 would have guaranteed him at least 1 dart of the double instead of the ball, but now he's going to get 2 darts at the double. It is to hold the throw, so the pressure's still on James Wade. However, it keeps him in the match.
Yeah, he's got the 4, so he needs tops. Double 10. Now this is a big shot. Oh, you just fancied it, didn't you? We know what a finisher he is on his day. That was superb from James Wade. 5-2, James Wade would have been in deep trouble. 4-3, game still very much alive here. We remind you, James Wade is one of 3 players unbeaten so far in the Premier League. Got work to do to preserve that here.
100.
102 average for Chisnall.
100.
And looking to kick on here. Can he set himself up? Thought about going down the board. Probably wished he did now. Dear, oh dear.
22.
Well, that certainly has opened the door for James Wade to get himself back in the leg. Need to find a couple of trebles.
100.
Squeezes one with the last dart, so who can get home and dry with 6 darts from here? And that bit of the snatch has really started to come in, hasn't it? The last few darts from Chisnall.
Yeah, it's his weak point that I mentioned earlier. Starting to creep in here. And this is beautiful from James Wade.
139.
And now, all of a sudden, Dave Chisnall finds himself under pressure. Nowhere near the treble 20 with the first dart. Now,
64.
can James Wade break the throw and level the match at 4 legs apiece? This could be a huge blow to Dave Chisnall. 8 for tops now. 1 dart at tops. And 1 dart's all he needs. 4 legs apiece here. And Dave Chisnall will be kicking himself.
He certainly will. I mean, he had the game in the palm of his hand. He was in control. And all of a sudden, he's just gone off the ball. The snatches come in. And the last couple of the legs have been pretty dire from Dave Chisnall on the scoring side. And we say it so often with James Wade. He just punishes you for mistakes. He may not hit the 100 averages all the time and hit loads of 180s, but that's why he's actually unbeaten in the Premier League so far.
Oh, he's a machine. Absolutely is. Not spectacular, but very, very effective, James Wade. And a top player on the circuit now for well over a decade. Who is going to creep over the line? Who's going to get over the line here? And we have a 3rd draw. We get another draw here. 3 this week and 4 last week at Brighton. These Premier League players are the draw specialists. But we didn't have any in Leeds.
What's this, number 4 from Chisnall? He's saying, why can't I find that more often? Gives him a chance to break the throw. Wade, he needs all 3 as well, which he's found. 180s back-to-back here in Exeter in this last match of the evening. But it's advantage to Dave Chisnall to break the throw.
57.
Can't find a treble, but still needing 64. Will Wadey allow him back here? So he's very much so. Now, here we go with Chisnall. Can he take this out for a breaker throw back in his favour? He needed the treble. 16 now would leave double. It's just in. Double 16.
48.
Do you know what, Nigel? I can't understand it. Unless he went for the 8 and pulled it low, he hasn't been missing double top on the combinations. But James Wade, double 9 now to take a lead for the first time, and a chance gone for Wade, and it was a holder throw.
Chizzy can't believe it. Door still open for Dave Chisnall now. Could be a big, big moment. Oh, 1 dart. Here we go. Well, it wasn't the best lie. And plenty of pressure here now. Middle of the bed for James Wade. He takes the lead.
He just shakes his head in disbelief. He can't believe how indifferent he's playing, and yet he is actually in the lead. And now it'd be just like James Wade to throw a 12-dart leg and really put the pressure on.
Yeah, well, if he wins this leg, he remains unbeaten in the Premier League.
Yes, and I think after the way he saw Chisnall play against Barney, at one point I think he'd settle for
58.
Well, especially with the way he was playing early on as well, struggling at the treble 20, but that's not the case now.
140.
Nice, steady. 140 here.
$94.
And Wadey would love to break the throw here and then have the darts to try and win it.
100.
Well, anything short of a 140 you would feel it's not going to be big enough for Dave Chisnall. And that's a blocker dart.
54.
Wow. Leaving the 170.
21.
I think you should have stayed on the bigger trebles there, Mr. Chisnall. He's not going to go out, so Chisnall will come back for that 170.
57. David 170.
Yes, it's one of those games again where if one of these players wins it, you have to grind it out. It's hard work.
96. David requires
That last
64.
start, didn't he, Dave Chisnall? Now James Wade for a break of throw. Needs tops to stay unbeaten in the Premier League. Can he use that as a marker?
44.
Dear.
David requires 74.
What a miss that was from James Wade. He had a point right in the palm of his hand. Now Chisnall looking for the treble 14. Oh, he's fined 11, so he's only now going to perhaps have a dart on the bullseye. Yep, 13 for the bullseye. Now the bullseye. And what a dart. What an important dart for Chisnall.
49.
The same, missing the big 14.
James required 20.
Doesn't miss this very often, does James Wade?
Surely this time, Rod. Surely this time. No. Can you believe it? He can't.
David required 25.
This is hard work. Shake of the head. Can't believe it. Gets the 9. Needs double 8 now. Oh, there you go. Levels it. 5 legs apiece.
And that was only just in the 9, wasn't it? You could see Chisnall's face. Yes, that was a massive chance for James Wade to break the throw and perhaps go on and win the game.
37.
Now we're staring another draw certainly in the face.
Yes. That's the last 2 legs. Will one of these pull through for the 2 points?
57.
Now advantage Wade very much here to kick on. And again, this is what he wasn't doing early on. He found the treble 20 with the first dart.
140.
And a 140. He was struggling to find those in the early stages of the match.
Yes, you're right, he's up to 8 now to Chisnall's 5, so he is starting to find him a bit better. But Wade is a player that can actually just not worry about the previous leg. He can just get on with the game. That's why he wins so many games.
100.
He doesn't dwell on missed doubles.
Finishing. Much better from Chizzy, but
134.
a lot of work to do. Dave Chisnall here. Treble 18 would leave the bull. He's hit the treble 18. The bull for James Wade.
99.
Frustration. But this, the way these fellas are playing, this is a tall order for Chizzy. He's got the first dart. Another treble 20 would leave the bull. It's a tall order, I said. Oh my goodness me.
20.
I think if we looked at that, that was a good half-inch away. Chisnall thought it was in, but it was a miss. So now James Wade, he's missed the double 10 in the previous leg. Can he finally? Oh, and he's gone and busted it. That's a terrible dart from James Wade, and he has certainly opened the door for Dave Chisnall. Chizzy can't believe his luck on the last 2 legs.
Chance for a break of throw. And if he takes this, he won't be beaten tonight in Exeter from 2 matches. He's hit 15. so he can go 3 for double 16. He's hit the 3. He's got 1 dart at double 16 now. Brilliant! And Dave Chisnall, bottom of the table before tonight, will walk away from Exeter unbeaten in 2 matches. Playing 2 because of the absence of Michael van Gerwen. He's beaten Raymond van Barneveld. Now he's guaranteed a point against James Wade, and he has the darts in the last leg to try and secure a win.
Well, James Wade at 25% on his doubles must be one of the worst percentages that Wadey's ever had.
135.
It is one of the strongest parts of his game. In the last 2 legs, he's the one been firing at the double first. However, it's Dave Chisnall that's 6-5 up and with the throw.
Well, they could do with a treble here now. Adjusts very well. A second treble 20, but he has to settle for the ton, and the frustration was obvious there. Only 60, though. A real chance for Chizzy to kick on now. Favourite to win the match from here. Big favourite to win the match from here. 140. That'll do him. That'll do him.
Every day of the week. He's going to get 6 darts from 126 to put 4 points on the board at the start of the evening. We're all thinking it could be a real disaster night for Dave Chisnall, but he's found the form at the right time. Don't understand why he's gone that way. He won't go for bullseye. He goes 10. Yeah, I don't understand that. However, he wants double top, does Dave Chisnall. And it is for that 4 points. He's beaten Raymond van Barneveld in the very first game, and now he's on the verge of beating James Wade. And pushes him up there into the playoff positions.
Yes. Tops for 2 wins out of 2 in Exeter. Needs double 10. Oh, the drama goes on. The drama goes on. It's been hard work. James Wade probably thinking that he was a beaten man, and still he's going to need 3 darts here to save the match. Treble 20 would leave tops. Tops he needs for a draw. Is that James Wade's unbeaten record gone?
10.
Double 5 needed for Chizzy to move on to 6 Premier League points. Decent marker at double 5. 1 dart in hand. Gets it! What a night for Dave Chisnall. Bottom of the table before tonight, but he's won both his games in Exeter to transform his Premier League season.
Is it the great escape for Dave Chisnall? What a night, 2 wins for him. Bit of a sweat, the heart rate rising. Dave Chisnall 7-2 victory over Raymond van Barneveld to kick off the night. 6 apiece between Clapton and high breaks. Gary Anderson and Phil Taylor, 6 apiece. Peter Snakebite rides 119.503 dart average in his 7-2 victory over Adrian Lewis. And Dave Chisnall 7-5 over James Wade. Table looks like this. Taylor tops the table from Peter Wright, Michael van Gerwen and James Wade. Is Kim Hybrechts in yellow Clapton in the danger zone. There's boxing and cricket to keep you entertained on Sky.